up, and we can call the meeting to order. Thanks everybody for being here. It's 10:32. Due to COVID, which I currently still have, we are holding the meeting virtually. Do we have any public comment? All right. Seeing none, does anybody want to make a motion to approve the March minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the March minutes.
I'll second it.
Who was the second?
Gail.
Thanks. All right. Howard Street beat officers don't seem to be here. We'll try again next month. There was a beat meeting last week on Wednesday. I wasn't able to attend because of COVID, but they are still meeting third Wednesday of the month, which is the same day as our usual meeting date. They are back in person at Willie A. White, but we do have beat officers now. I've met them. I promise they're real. So that concludes that. Review and approval of the audit. I don't see Joy yet, but Sandy, if you want to get the report up and get started, I can stop screen sharing and let you have screen share. Sandy, do you have it?
I'm pulling it up. Give me just 1 minute.
Yeah. All right, I just made you the host.
Okay. All right, so I guess in an effort to save some time, we did go through this last week, but we didn't have a quorum. So Gail, I don't think you saw it, but I think everybody else here has seen this. Oh, maybe David wasn't here last week. Oh, Renee wasn't here either. All right, let's do it. Hi, everybody. Renee, thank you for joining us from your vacation. So the Joy Coombs from Elitz, I think is how you pronounce it, did the audit for us. We've been using them for the last just 2 years. And this is the audit that I will share with you. So she went through it probably maybe a little bit differently than I'm about to, but you have the table of contents, the cover page, you know, nothing really amazing there. The auditor's report is here, and they have to state an opinion. So they ask us for all kinds of documentation. So for the year 2021, bills that we paid, invoices, you know, documentation that the checks have cleared the bank, all that kind of stuff to make sure that we're on the up and up when we do our books. There were a couple of findings, which is really the important thing. Most of this is boilerplate in here, you know, kind of what they do and how they go through everything. And then this is the financial statement. So those of you that have been around for a while probably recognize the financial statement out of QuickBooks. So this is basically how much money we've received, how much money we had in the bank, how much money we received, and then what our total assets are. So for 2021, we had $60,982 in the bank at the start of the year. We received an additional $288,404 for a total of $359.49. And then, you know, it also talks about our expenses, right? So how much we spent and how much is left. I have to move you guys over to the other side so I could see what I'm doing. And then this is how it's broken down, basically our expenses, which again, if you remember the financials, what we've spent. This $539 over here. So if you see anything that's in parentheses, it means we overspent in that category. And so the overspending comes up as a finding. So we overspent $539 in a category. And it's not a big deal. So then the report is just basically what we spent our money on, which is pretty generic. The significant accounting principles, which is very generic. And then this is the important part, is their summary of findings. So it says that we have cash on hand for about 3 months, that we can continue to pay our bills without getting any more money. The net positioning, how much money we have, if, property taxes that we've received, that kind of stuff. Due from the city of Chicago. So that's, where all of our money comes through, that. This part, the accounts balance and accrued expenses, this here. This is because we share expenses, because we manage 4 special service areas. For example, RPBA pays personnel, and then at the end of every month, the SSAs pay RPBA for their accrued expenses. So at the end of 2021, we had some accrued expenses that were owed to RPBA. And we do that, we have that every month. So that's not a big issue. That's also here. Let's see, related party expenses, and then the supplemental information. So then this is our 2021 budget and our expenses. So we actually overspent the amount that we received in 2021. This is something that you all should keep in mind when we kind of talk about how much money we have in the budget. We don't always want to spend everything that we have in the budget, because we budget what the city tells us we're going to get, but we don't ever get the dollar amount that they tell us we're going to get. So that's why we like to have some cushion in the bank. And in 2021, we actually used $95,400 out of our bank account, because we spent more than we received. Not more than we budgeted, but more than we received. That also shows here with our revenue and our expenses. And then here's the findings. So this is the part that we want to always look at. We noted that one expenditure category exceeded the amount budgeted. So that was the 500 and whatever it was, $529. So that's the only finding that we have. And that they also noted that carryover for 2020 was in excess of the 25%. That means that we had left money in the bank in 2020, which was fine. We weren't spending money in 2020, right? So it's noted here. This doesn't really, it goes into our file. And then this is the accountant's license, which is required to be a part of this. And then they also are required to just copy over the summary page of the budget for referral purposes, I guess. Does anybody have any questions?
What does the customer attraction include?
So customer attraction includes, I don't know if it's in here. It's anything that's aesthetics. It's the landscaping. It's the street pole banners. It's the I don't think it's on here. Cindy might be able to.
Yeah. I have it up in front of me. So that includes everything we do with website, social media, special events, the banners, any photography that we do, any advertising, and also holiday decorations are in that category. Which I always forget because my brain always wants them to be in public way aesthetics, but they are actually in customer attraction.
Did we stay within budget on customer attraction?
Yes. Are there any other questions? All right, I'm going to stop sharing so that we could all see everybody, so that we need a motion to approve the audit,
Sandy,
and then we need a vote.
sorry, Sandy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hi, Dave.
sorry, my microphone wasn't on for a second. Way back towards the beginning, there was an overspending in apparently the government revenue category. Is that because of the cash flow pattern?
No.
At the time when they looked at it, there was.
No, we just. So is this what you're looking at?
Just a minute. Yeah, that's it.
So we're allowed to spend more or less in different line items, as long as we don't go over in a category without the finding. So even like where you see, it's not this one where, so there on the page where it shows like what we budgeted and what we spent, those numbers may not always match up, and that's fine. It's just if we go over in a category, that's where there's an issue. So so I'm not sure which one, you said government. I'm not sure what you were looking at.
It was, yeah, I think it was the one you showed way back at the beginning when you started reviewing one of
Yeah.
the first. Yeah.
So the government, the excess or the deficit.
Right.
Yeah, so this was, so we, let's see, so we budgeted that we were going to receive this 292, well, over here, this 292,606,
Right.
but we didn't receive that. We received, that is what we received. Where's what we budgeted? I don't think it's on this page, but hold on, I need to look at a different page. I hate to keep scrolling back and forth, but so you're looking at this net change in fund balance.
No, I was looking at the one you just previously, I was looking at the 102,248.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, that's the same thing here. So,
Right.
so we spent $359,000 and we received less than that.
How much did we actually receive? It looked to me like we received 257,000.
So we received 257,000 plus an additional 35 from prior years. So the total we received was 292,606. So if you notice Joy's here, you notice in 2020, we received 321. So we received $30,000 less in 2021 than we received in 2020.
Is that partly because of the remittance of the property tax, that there was less property tax revenue?
That's the reason. That's the only reason that we receive less money, is that less property tax is collected. We get a percentage of what's collected. So if less is collected, we get less revenue. And that's why we always try to be careful with our budget, because just because we have a budget that says we're going to get a certain amount of money, if people don't pay their property taxes, we don't get the amount of money that, for whatever reason. It could be because they pay them late. It could be because they've requested, they've appealed their property taxes and so they're waiting. It could be because taxes are reduced, whatever the reason is.
Okay.
It could be because they've got a nonprofit, they put a storefront church in the storefronts, and now they have a nonprofit use, and so they don't have to pay as much in property taxes, there's a lot of, there are a lot of reasons why.
Okay.
Why it's,
Okay.
Right, did I answer your question? I'm not sure if I did, but Joyce.
Yeah,
here.
no, that
Okay.
I wondered whether it was just all the property taxes and how much it depended on things like the change assessment appeals and not-for-profit uses and things like that.
Yeah, and the adjustment that you see here, the adjustment means that that money is coming in from prior years. And usually we get a statement from the county, and it's not something that we share because it's so trivial, but we might be getting property tax revenue from 5 years ago. And that's what's in that adjustment. So that extra money that's coming in, it's not from the current year, and it's from prior years. And it's who knows how long ago it's been coming in from. But
so that's an unpredictable amount, pretty much.
That is, but that's also included in our total budget when we budget.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to make a motion to approve the audit.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, thanks, everybody. That concludes the agenda. Real quick meeting, but that's fine. Our next meeting is May 18th on Zoom again. So yeah, if there's nothing else for the good of the order, thank you all for being here. And we will see y'all again in May. Oh, one thing that I did want to share, on Friday, Sandy and I are going to be out on Howard Street doing a site visit for one of the grants that we had applied for, which usually means we're a finalist. So those of you that own businesses on Howard, if you're going to be around, we'd like to stop by and say hello. They want to meet some of the business owners in the neighborhood. Charlotte and I already talked about this, but Tim, Lenice, if there's any chance you guys might be around, we're going to be over there between 11 and noon on Friday. So if you're home, we'd like to
Yes.
stop by.
It will be great.
Thanks
Hey,
a lot.
Cindy, can
See
I?
you guys.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hey, Cindy, can you call me after this meeting? I want to ask you a quick question. Hi,
Yeah.
everyone.
I have to jump over to another meeting like immediately because I ducked out of there
Okay.
to take this. But I can try to call you back once that wraps up because I've got a little bit of break between that meeting ending at 12:30 and then my next meeting starting at 1.
Okay, it was just about the grant. So they have, so the recipients have been notified for, we're talking about the Chicago grant, right?
No, you're
Which
talking,
one?
Cindy, I could take this. If you need to
Oh,
go to
yeah.
the SSA meeting, I could
Yeah,
take this.
sorry.
So
I think
Lenice,
you're
you're,
still the host, so I can.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, but the recording is on my computer, so I do have to stay.
okay, so Lenice, you're talking about the Chicago Recovery Grant. They have not been
Yes.
announced yet. They have
Oh,
not been
okay.
announced yet.
This
We're
is a
trying to
different
find out.
grant.
Yeah, we're trying to find out when that's going to happen. We
Okay,
have a bunch of businesses in Rogers Park that have applied for it and property owners, and they have not been announced yet.
okay, all
Yeah,
right,
and
thank you.
B2B, if anyone's waiting to hear from the state about B2B, I think they're supposed to be wrapping that up this week.
Yes, and if you applied for the B2B grant and you were awarded the grant, you have 7 days to like log in and claim your money, or it goes away for the B2B.
Oh, check your spam folder.
Right, there you go.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
They're not
Yeah,
messing around.
yeah.
Thanks, you guys. I'm out of
Thanks,
here.
right.
everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Thank you.
very much.
Bye, folks. Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.